Hello, welcome to Craft Classy. If you're new, I'm Carolyn. Thanks for stopping by. Today I've got a few beautiful spring garden crafts for you. Let's get right into it. For this first one, I'm making some decor to go inside of my flower beds outside. You'll need some bricks. I bought mine at Home Depot. I bought 2 of the red ones and that are 68 cents each, and 2 of the gray ones that are $1.68, I believe. And we're just going to be painting these to look like books. For the pages on the books, we're going to be using this antique parchment paint, acrylic paint that I got from Walmart, and 1 coat was enough. I wanted mine to look a little bit aged, so I just did 1 coat of paint on these. You can, do full coverage if you'd like. And I just used these paint colors for each book, these Waverly paint colors. On the 4th one, I used this Apple Barrel Light Mocha. Just tried to make these look like books as much as possible. You can get a book for a reference. I took the paint over the edges just a little bit, you can see there, because when you look at the top and sides of a book, you can see the color of the cover and the back. To make the lines of the book pages, I'm just using a ruler and this brown Sharpie here, and try to make them as close as possible. I wish my marker was even more fine point than what it is. That would look even better. But I'm going to lighten up the harshness of those lines here in just a moment. On these cheaper bricks, the red ones, they had these little bumps all along the edges on the outside, which worked well on the spine of the book, but for the pages I was worried that would look bad, but it ended up looking fine. Once I got all those page lines marked on there, you could hardly tell that those humps were there. Now you could stop at this point. It just depends on how you want your books to look. This is totally, customizable. I will have these printables in the description box. A link to those if you'd like to use them, but really you could just hand write, titles of your favorite books, maybe using a ruler to keep them straight. And there's really no way to mess this up. If you do mess up, you just paint over your mistake and start over again. So very affordable, very forgiving craft. I didn't like the way the paint marker did the white marker that I had, how it did on this Pride and Prejudice here. And so instead of going over it with green and starting over, I decided I wanted to make, a block of the antique parchment color and then redo that wording there. These are definitely not perfect. It's a little bit difficult to get to write on rocks, on stone like this, and have it turn out perfect without any flaws. and my handwriting isn't the best, and I did freehand some of it. But I am going to add some details now, and again, you can stop at whichever point you want, or you could keep going further than what I did, adding more detail to your books. I am using a Dollar Tree stamp here just to stamp one of these bird images, one on the front and one on the spine. It just sort of matched with the book because in one part, one of her quotes is, she starts out with, "I am no bird." And on the Pride and Prejudice one, I just thought those flowers were pretty, that rub-on transfer. And so if you just have some stamps or other decorative elements that you could put on your books that sort of match the books that you're making, you could look through your, through your stamp stash, and that was, I thought those gave pretty looks to these books. I took some of the antique parchment color that I used on the pages, the page color, and I watered it down, and then I went back later and added some brown because it was just made it a little too white. I wanted to antique that up a bit by adding some brown to darken those pages because I was going for an old book look, not like a brand new book vibe, and so I just took a little bit of brown, a little bit of the antique parchment, watered it down, and just did like a whitewash over those book lines because they were just too stark. Then I just proceeded to try to dirty up these books and age them, and I am going to put a clear coat on these, or a few clear coats, because they'll be sitting outside, but and I knew that they would naturally get dirty. I mean, as they're sitting in a flower bed, they're going to get dirt on them and they're going to get dirty, and that's just fine with me. I feel like they'll look better the more aged that they look and sort of the more damage that they get. And then over time, if it gets to where they get so weathered that you can't even tell that they're supposed to look like books anymore, then I'll give them a fresh, paint job. But I'm really looking forward to putting these in my flower bed. I think they'll be really pretty sitting in there. For the next DIY, we're going to be making a couple different kinds of plant labels. I have these sticks from my yard. The ones that are shorter there, they are from dead trees. They just blew into the yard from these recent storms that we had. And then one I took off of, a standing tree. And so one that, some of these are going to be from green wood and some from very dry old wood. So they both worked fine for this project. So whichever you have access to would be fine. This was very easy and, really a free project to do. I did cut both ends of all of these at an angle so that one end will go into the dirt easier, and then the other end, that way if it was cut straight across, then water would pool on the top and they'll rot faster. These are going to rot no matter what you do. I will give them a clear coat, but they're not going to last but 1 or 2 seasons, 1 or 2 years out in the garden. But they are free, so I'm okay with that. They're pretty cute and they're going to be very useful. I actually couldn't find my wood burner, so you could use a wood burner for this. You could just simply write on them with marker and not even do this step. But I took my little dremel tool and just, went over the letters and then went back with the marker into the indentions, and it gave it a wood-burned look. And for these picks, for these little, herb labels, I decided to use these that I got from Dollar Tree. You get a 4-pack, and they have these really cute little animals. I think they had one other kind. I can't remember what it was, but I passed on it. These are my 3 favorite. The rabbit, the snail, and the little hedgehog there. But I basically just freehanded these. I did print them out, was going to do graphite paper, but I thought that's just, unnecessary. So I just saved the graphite paper and just sort of looked at the words. And sometimes it's helpful to print something out just so you can use it as a reference and to, see about the sizing and stuff. But I just basically used the white paint marker and wrote the different herbs on these. And again, these are made of wood. They will over time rot, but I think they'll be cute for a couple of years. And I'll make sure to put a lot of this dishwasher safe Mod Podge on it to make them last longer. This is just a quick interruption to say if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any new craft ideas here on my channel in the future. Let's get back to the DIYs. For this last DIY, we're just going to be giving a makeover to this sign from the Dollar Tree. I'm just very gingerly going to go around with this scraper here and pry that off, try not to do too much damage to this sign. And then peel off as much excess paper as I can there and just clean it up so that everything is smooth. I'll have these as a printable in the description box. I made this seed and supply sign on Photoshop, and then I'll link where I got the background image of the botanical poster there. I'm going to go around the edges here where I'm sure I'm just, safeguarding where I know I probably won't cut perfectly straight. I should have gotten up and used my Fisker's paper cutter, but I was just being lazy and I used my scissors. And I knew that some of that background might show, some of that blue, so to safeguard against that, I used some cream colored paint there to blend in with the botanical print, and just used a glue stick to stick that on there, and then used a glue stick to stick the little seed and supply sign onto the other piece here. I like to use the sanding block to remove the excess paper. It leaves a nice finish, a nice smooth edge there. I use the sanding block as a visual, aid just to help me to be able to see whether I'm putting it close to the center, and just hot glued that on there. I liked the frame fine, so I left it as is, and I have the hanger on the back, optional if I decide to hang it somewhere, or I could just lean it up against something on a shelf. I hope you like these spring DIYs. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out my channel a great deal. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments and I will respond to those. Have a wonderful day. See you in the next one.